And this time the ball's going to skip away. Here comes a tying run. And there won't be a throw as coming in. And our game is tied at 3. Oze scores. Taking third is Adam. And this time the ball's going to skip away. Here comes a tying run. And there won't be a throw as coming in. And our game is tied at 3. Oze scores. Taking third. I don't know any of their last names. That pitch, oh, what a beautiful throw. But did he get under the tag?
He's
No,
out.
he did
He
not.
got
He
him.
is out. That throw by Lee, let's take a look at that one on an instant replay with the Lukester. I don't know any of their last names. That pitch, oh, what a beautiful throw. But did he get under the tag?
He's
No,
out.
he did
He
not.
got
He
him.
is out. Looking over his shoulder is Luke, but this ball here will be hit into center field. It should fall in for a hit, and there will be runners at first and second as that throw is offline. But backing it up is Luke, and with that, Donnie will stay at second, and Jay will remain at first base. The set and the pitch. Oh, it's hit in the gap. It's going to be over the outfielder shorter. Cam can't catch up to it. It's going to go up against the fence. 1 run will score. Make it 2 runs will score. Now a 3rd run will score, and our game score is now 7-4. Well, we come to action in the bottom half of the 5th inning as coming up to the plate as the first pitch is swung on and missed, and I want to make sure I have Cam as the hitter, and now he'll be followed by Nick and Oze. We do have a new pitcher in the game, and can you tell me a little bit about this, Mr. Scally?
Yeah, Matt. He's played with us for years since the minor league 9-10. He's one of the original Outlaws back in '08 as well. But last year, I believe, he made the USA team, which is the
That's a developmental
like
team?
Yeah, like the Olympic team that they support or sponsor.
Well, you can tell by the way this kid pitches. That pitch is swung on and missed. He simply pulled a string on Cam, and I hate to say this for Cam, but he has struck out in the second, struck out in the third, and he becomes the first hitter to strike out 3 times in his game. As looks like Cam's got a bat of cheese right now.
Yeah.
And that'll bring up Nick. And Nick squares around the bunt, and he kind of offered to that one, and that will be a called strike. You can tell, look at the way Scally pitches. I mean, you can tell that he's got a little bit of moxie behind him. Look at this. I mean, he's got the windup. That pitch is swung on and missed. Look at that one. That was nasty. He had no chance to hit that ball, but it's set up as a strike and ended up as a ha on you, you know.
Yeah, you should see him catch. He's one of the best on Waterford.
That pitch is outside. That ball never had a chance to be a strike, and I think he was hoping for that was a sucker pitch, I would call.
Yeah, Mott had him. He's a freshman at Mott. He played on the varsity team.
Pitch is swung on and missed, and 2 up, 2 away against the Young Guns, and we are knotted at a pair of 4s, and number 4 is coming to the plate. That's Oze. So he's a freshman and
Freshman at Mott and played varsity. Caught all year. Never pitched.
never pitched.
Coaches needed him behind the plate. He's got a 1.7 throwout. He picked off 20 out of 30 this year.
Really, it was
Second base.
67% is like unheard of.
No, he's quick. Quick on his feet. Quick throw.
And you got to have a rifle and super fundamentals to throw out that many. That would be something to take a look at, as that's going to be a ball beat foul. You know, that would be something, you know, we're talking about some of the things we want to do with Little League next year. He might be a player that you get on, you know, fundamentals to teach some of these catchers, you know what I mean, like in a clinic on how to have good footwork. They played the catcher for the Tigers. I'm talking McCann, not Avila, but McCann, who's playing while Avila's out, and that pitch is just above the letters. And he, you know, a lot of these catchers, they think they got to transfer the ball from the hand to the arm at a wide angle, where instead they kind of have it together, and that ball snapped out of their hand very, very quickly. And McCann was showing, and McCann is one of those guys. He throws out just about 50%, and at the major league level, that's at the higher end of what you can do. Well, that pitch is down in the dirt. We're going to wait for the umpire to give us the count. I can't see the
2-2
balls.
looks like.
It's 2-2?
Yep.
I see the 2 strikes. I couldn't see the his left hand go up, which is hidden and obstructed. 2-2 is our count. 2 strikeouts for Matt. And that pitch is swung on and missed, so 3 up, 3 down. We have now completed 5 innings of play. And our game score is the Young Guns 4, the Old Timers 4. We have our Little League reunion going on right now as it's an alumni contest. We have the last 2 innings coming up next on Media Network. D'Angelo Davis finishes his tosses. He gets ready to face the Giants hitters in the bottom half the first. We have no score. We had a near run number 1 for the Indians in the top half this inning, but it was simply a excellent throw as the pitcher Land threw to Newby, and they just got the base runner, Bellicino, and that retired the side, and that's where we're at in the bottom half of 1. Media Network bringing you the very best in local sports action. Waterford Little League scores of teams. We talked to Steve Campbell on another game earlier in the season and talked about how the Little League has just grown and grown over his 6 years at the helm. And I'll tell you, this Giants team, you can tell that they are an 8-4 squad. They look very, very good. We're going to get you the lineup behind Davis in just a moment. That pitch is going to be way outside. Never threw one that looked like that in warm-ups, but that's going to be his first offering. It's going to be Charlie Richards, Ashton Land, and Frank Roth will be the top 3 hitters. And now our count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Behind Davis, we have Bowman, Bellicino, Faust, and Casa. McMillan from left, Krupski in center, and Hawk is in right. Coe is the catcher, and there's going to be a ball's going to be hit into center field. It's going to drop, and 1 up, and going ahead and scooting over to second, beating under the tag, Charlie Richards, and Richards will slide in, and we'll credit him with a double. From the time he smacked that baseball, he never stopped running, and simply that ball falls in front of Krupski, and we already have a runner in scoring position. Nobody out for the Giants. Pitch is swung on and missed. 1 strike to Ashton Land. Going against his pitching battery mate. Roth will hit next, and as long as there's not a double play, Nate Asai, and we'll take it from there. Pitch is way up high. You have really got to appreciate when you have 4 umpires on a Little League field. I was talking to one of the umpires before the game. As that pitch is swung, it's in the dirt. He'll step out of the box, being Ashton Land, and scooting on to third on the wild pitch will be Charlie Richards. And we now have a runner at third with nobody out. 1 ball, 2 strikes is the count to Land. Ball skips on in the dirt. Smartly, Land got right out of the box, and that's going to be a real off-speed offering. It was almost like it was an off-speed pitch. I don't even know what in the world you'd call it, but it did not finish. You could see the seams of that baseball all the way. And that pitch there gets good spin, and that one there, was it a foul tip or what? The batter will come in. He will score. They're not calling that a foul ball? They are not. The runner will be at first. I thought that the ball was foul tip, but it was not. It just hit the glove of the catcher, scooted onto the screen. Richards will score. Ashton Land, they're going to credit him with he struck out, but he's going to be at first base. That's one of the rare times you see a hitter will get inside, and this ball will skip to the screen, and stepping out of the way of it is Frank Roth. Land will go up to second base. So even though Land struck out, he went to first. Now he's proceeded to second on the wild pitch. And Mr. Davis has got that wild look going right now. That pitch is outside. And this time the runner's going to proceed to go to third base. He'll wildly beat it. Now the ball will skip over to short, and alertly Land will get back. And he'll be standing at third. And this team is absolutely very, very aggressive. They are looking to move up at every opportunity. That pitch is going to be beat over to the shortstop. It's going to eat up the Mr. Faust. He's going to throw wild, and the runner will score. Land will make it the second run of the game, and it's 2-0 Giants. When I talked to the Indians before the game, they're coached by Joe Bowman, and he had told me our team is 1 and whatever. So I take it if they played an even amount of games, 12 games for the Giants. And now here's another pitch against the screen, and moving up, Frank Roth will take second, and he's in scoring position. And this ball be beat out of play over into the adjacent field. Nate Asai, the big third baseman, will come to the plate. One ball, one strike is our count. Asai hitting .469 in 12 Giants games this season. That pitch is outside, and once again the runner's looking to scoot up, and Frank Roth will do it again. If you're scoring this one at home, and I know you're not, it is a pass ball, I would have to say, by the catcher, Mr. Coe. There's another ball skipping between his legs. But our backstop is only about maybe 8 to 10 feet from home plate. And with the umpire scooting out of the way, it's going to be pretty tough to score on third unless you're already moving. 3 balls, 1 strike. And there's a ball that's going to be beat foul down the line. Full count is where we're at. It's one of the things I love about amateur baseball. I mean, I love going to Tigers games. Don't get me wrong. I love going. But these games, they really move along. There are no Pepsi foul balls, and that was a foul ball. But there's none of these little promotions that they got to do all the time for every little thing. And that's what makes Major League Baseball, and the salaries go, and the fans flock to the games. But these games, the umpire just gives the ball to the catcher when they fall out of play. They just move. The baseball just keeps moving along. And so that's something that you really have to enjoy about Little League. With the full count, that ball will skip down in the dirt and take your base, Mr. Asai, as he will walk. We still, with 2 runs in, 2 hits, we have, 2 hits, a strikeout, and a walk. Technically, we have no outs in this particular inning. And now we have the coaching staff coming out to look at Mr. Faust. Don't know exactly what happened to him, but the umpire is taking a look at him. The coaching staff's taking a look at him. He was not involved in scoring in that play. The only thing I can figure is maybe one of these little dust outbursts might have knocked a pebble into his eye. The wind didn't bother anybody in warm-ups, but just before we started to play, the wind kicked up and was just throwing dirt all over the place. Our home plate umpire is Noah Gazork. Once again, at first base, Grant Johnson. Second base, Noah Matthews. At third base is Carlos Moyet. There's a pitch inside, and now stealing very late on a delayed steal. That ball can't reach, and now a run will score, as this time Frank Roth will wait for the delayed steal. He will come in, and now we have a runner at second, and it's 3-0. And already this one looks like it could be a rout, and we have a player coming in. Looks like Nick Mercino is going to come in for Faust. We'll probably see this young man again. I imagine that they are letting these players come back into the game. Pitch is swung on and missed.
Nice. There it is.
The umpire making a call to Toshi. He's explaining things to Toshi Asai. Our count is 1-1. Not sure what the disturbance was. Mr. Asai was not 100% in agreement with that call. There's a ball that's going to skip in the dirt, and now the runner, Asai, will skip over to third. There will be no throw. I'll tell you, the catcher is really had to be on his toes in this first inning. Pitch is swung on and missed, and Ben Newby, the catcher, really got the bat into that one. If he is to get on, well, he with nobody out, and that pitch there will skip in the dirt, but there will be no advance by Nate Asai. But Carson Cyber and also looks like Ben Sermo will come out. They'll get their licks in this bottom half of the first. There's going to be a pitch hit back on the screen. There is still nobody out in the bottom half of the first. Ben Newby at the plate. And there's going to be a ball beat over to short, and it's going to eat up the shortstop, Mercino, and he'll get some help this time from the second baseman, Bellacino. And now coming in late, the Indians fell asleep and simply skipping up. Ben Newby will get out with a base hit. He will move up on it with you have to call it an error on the Indians. They simply fell asleep on that one, and that allowed Newby to come up. And he actually took that base standing up. That pitch is going to be over the shoulders of the new hitter, Carson Cyber. Cyber hitting 150. And on this squad is taking third base. Wow. Ben Newby, as that ball will skip behind Coe. We have seen a bushel load of those in the bottom half of the first. And here's going to be a little pop fly, and that one will be put away, and that's going to be the first out of the inning. As that time Bowman came over and stepped in front of the second baseman, Bellacino. And that is our first out of the bottom half of this inning. Ben Sermo up to the plate. Sermo hitting 200 on this season, and there's a ball that's going to be fouled out of play. On this squad, there are 4 hitters hitting over 400 or better. And that's Asai, Roth, Land, and Newby. Richards and Garza are hitting over 300. And then everybody else is hitting 200 or under. That ball will be down in the dirt. We have 3 runs in. The runner at third is Asai. Actually, I'd like to correct myself. Asai has scored. That makes it 4-0. It was Newby that's now at third. And there's another ball beat out of play. For those of you watching at home, when the catcher throws the ball back to the pitcher, that ball is live. So if he's not able to field that cleanly and the runner at third is told by his coach to come home, he certainly can do that. And there's a ball that's going to be beat over the second baseman's head. It's going to fall in for a base hit. Newby will score. Sermo takes a big wide turn. It looked like he might even try for a double on that one, but his coach thought better of that one, and so Sermo will have a base hit. And our game score is now 5-0. Davis on the mound. That pitch will be just up over the armpits. It's a 1-0 count. Sermo is getting a nice little lead off the bag. Now this field also serves as a slow pitch softball field and fast pitch as well. There's a ball that's going to be inside the bag. And this one here could score all the way from first. Mr. Cyber. Cyber will go from second to third as Aiken has himself a double. And Cyber will be staying over at third base. So we now have runners at second and third. Jonah Garza will now be on the mound. They're actually looking to come up to the plate and try to do something from the mound mate of Mr. Davis. 5-0 is our game score. And there's another fly ball. This one here could land between the outfielders of Krupski and McMillan. Our 6th run is scored. It's now Sever has make that Sermo has scored, and a runner at 3rd will be Aiken, and the runner at 2nd will be Jonah Garza. So Garza's at 2nd, Aiken's at 3rd. It's a 6-0 game score. Nick Mercino will step to the base, or to the plate. That pitch will be inside. Runners have nowhere to go. They're going to remain at 2nd and 3rd. One ball, one strike. This ball will be hit off the screen. 1 ball, 2 strikes is where we're at. Giants, Indians playing at Harrington Park in 12 and under Little League action. That ball will be outside, and the catcher Cole will simply play that one off the backstop, and Coe actually overthrew Davis, and the shortstop Mercino had to bail out his pitcher. That's once again a live ball. It's already a 6-0 score. That pitch is swung on and missed by Mercino. We still only have 1 out in this inning. They have batted around. They're counting now 2 balls, 2 strikes. Pitch is outside, and Cole is literally playing the backstop as kind of the catcher's little helper. Our count is full. We have runners at 2nd and 3rd, and here's the ball hit into the air. Well, let's skip between the infielders and the outfield. 1 run will score. Here comes the 2nd run, and there's going to be a toss that's going to be well off the mark as Mercino will skip the 2nd. Scoring was Garza and Aiken, and it's an 8-0 game. Coach Asai said he was really, really proud of his squad. Well, it looks like in this league, once you bat around, that is it. So that's where the inning will stand. It's 8-0 after 1. Tell you what we're going to do. We're going to be right back for a 2nd inning of play as you are watching Little League on Media Network Sports. With me is Joe Koser. Joe, you wrapped up your 7th annual, and it's a long day. I've been bragging about you all day because a lot of people just write a check and say, just tell me what time to be there. I've seen you, buddy. You are there from, soup to nuts, so to speak. And why did you start this foundation? It's so much work.
Well, a good friend of mine, Chris Baker, and I started this 7 years ago. We sat by a campfire and wanted to find a way to give back to our family, our local community, and we came up with this idea, and it's evolved. It's evolved probably somewhere we never thought it could get to, but it's gotten there, and it's exciting. There's a little bit of work, but we're giving,
You're giving so
look
much
at the
more
people.
back.
Look at the people. Look at the charities we're helping out. Look at Spencer Hale today. It's just like, it's so exciting to see their faces.
And I'm going to follow up on camera by saying that we are going to have to contact you pretty soon because when we hopefully get a hold of Spencer, we hope to have something, we have a meeting, see the progress so that when we do a feature story on him, we want, we'd like to see the progress because he has a new, sports legs we can compete. That is, those legs, I can't even imagine the cost, but that's what this event paid for today. And they're making a kid's dream come true. That's fantastic.
You know what? We want Spencer to get back on the ice and play goalie again. And my goal, our foundation's goal, is to have Spencer on the ice at Joe Louis Arena, skating with the Red Wings and taking shots from those players. And it's going to happen.
I believe so.
Knowing that boy and knowing his desire and heart, he's going to do it.
All right. Well, Joe, we can't thank you enough. And one final thing, pretty much everybody we talked to, they certainly mentioned that it was an honor to be here. And, a lot of times you see, you know, you guys skate. People only see that side of you at the Joe Louis, how serious it is. But today, you guys got to be great big kids out there on the field, having fun, seeing guys in their natural elements and how they really, really are.
You know what, the guys, I can't thank them enough. They come out and they give their time, they give their days, and they're all great friends. Like I said, like my foundation's a family. The fraternity for professional athletes and celebrities is a family. If you give back, they're going to come and help you, and it's been great.
Joe, I know you got a lot of partying to do, and can I get me a Budweiser before this is over?
I will have a Bud Light for sure.
Thank you so much, Joe. Thanks to everybody out there. You take care. All right. In the 45th and very last coaching appearance of Al Fracassa on enemy turf, Brother Rice was hoping to come out with a victory, but when you're playing the Shamrocks, absolutely nothing is given. Birmingham, Brother Rice, and Novi Catholic Central honored retiring Warriors coach Al Fracassa, who was hanging it up after 45 years at the helm for Rice. What Rice receiver Patrick Sparks had no idea of is this halftime fly pattern from Alex Malzone would come in handy with just 20 seconds to go. The Warriors and Shamrocks play classic football with plenty of full house backfields and man-to-man coverage, and for Tom Mock's squad, it took the opening drive and they controlled the clock for 15 plays spread out over 8 minutes, culminating with a Sean Burney 5-yard run, and the Shamrocks controlled quarter number 1 and led 7-0. Central used a run. Rice was determined to sprinkle in the pass, and going downfield works fine. The Warriors started running the ball effectively with Sean Paul and Brian Walker. This roll from Malzone to Sean Paul set up the 4-yard scamper by Paul, and now we are tied. Central would have no use for a tied game, and he methodically marched down the field, culminating with this David Wright 6-yard touchdown grab, with Sean Burney getting his lone TD throw for the game. With Rice trailing by 7 with just a few minutes remaining before the half, runs and a couple of quarterback bootlegs, and Malzone counts on the running effort of Brian Walker, who finished the game with 164 yards rushing on 21 carries to finish the job and control the clock as excellent football was played by both squads after 24 minutes. How intense is this rivalry? A hit on return man Josiah Thomas went uncalled because he did not call for a fair catch. His return was fine up the sideline, but Rice was not happy and flags were called. For Rice, they are going for the first lead of the game, but have to overcome 1st and 25. This is when Walker shines. An 18-yard run, followed up by yet another 8-yarder, and Rice is in business. Just 2 plays later, a short route from Malzone to Josh Fly for 32 yards, and Al Fracassa's squad was up by 7. Moving to the 4th. Alexander Block from his own 24-yard line gets things rolling as he has a 64-yard jaunt, and it sets up a touchdown on the very next play. For Central, a Connor Holton run from 3 yards out ties the game, but would there be magic from either side? Would we go to overtime? With time winding down and under 2 minutes to play, the Warriors start from their own territory, and Walker busts off a 19-yard run, followed by 3 more rushes totaling 23 yards. Then a receiver that has only caught 1 ball all year, the name of Patrick Sparks, gets the call. Alex Malzone explains the read.
I mean, we were going to try to throw the ball downfield that last play. I mean, take a chance. And I saw he had a short corner on him. He's a 6'4" basketball player. And I knew he'd go up and make the play for me. He works hard every day in practice. He's a great kid, and that's exactly what he did. He deserves it.
Why go to him? You go to mostly your receivers.
I mean, they have been doing a good job keying on Corey the whole game, and Grant Perry too. I mean, Josh Fly opened up during the game. He had a touchdown. I mean, I just saw Pat had a short corner. They were playing man, so I mean, he made a play for me.
Toss was between 2 blanket defenders. Sparks comes down with a play, a 35-yard touchdown pass, with just
seconds to go, and the stunned crowd in Shamrock Nation watches our undefeated season now stand at 4-1 for Al Fracasse's undefeated Warriors. He said every week it comes down to someone different making plays.
Well, I'll tell you, the kid, he's a basketball player, and it was like a high jump for him. You know, he jumped for the ball, and he caught it, got it in his hands, and he's never gotten too much glory, but he's going to remember that catch the rest of his life, right?
So Brother Rice on a fade pattern into the end zone.